All right, there we go. Hey, welcome everybody to Astronomy Daily Live. This is for the 11th of May, 2019. It is 2 hours UTC, and this is the time of the day wherever you are. Might be evening, might be morning, might be the middle of the night. Um, Here, my local time is 7 p.m., 1900 hours. So 1901. So I'm 7 hours behind UTC, and I always am because I'm in the state of Arizona. So here we don't observe daylight savings time. We're always on Mountain Standard Time, which is always 7 hours behind UTC. So if it's 2 hours UTC on the 11th of May right now, well, it's also 7:01 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on May 10th. So, in a certain sense, we are occupying two different times here. So, but yeah, it's just because the Earth is round. So hey, I see that I have two panelists on. What's going on there, Blackie?
Hey, yeah, he hasn't been seeing you for a good while.
Yeah, he looks really really good. I really like his collar. That's absolutely great. That just beefs him right up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think you're getting a little bit laggy there too, Cosmic.
A little bit
I'm good
laggy.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we'll just continue and see what happens. I'm gonna look in on the chat. So yeah, this is just a daily, casual, fun get together of friends from around the world that come together each and every day, pretty much each and every day. And we have our consumables of choice. I actually have a choice of consumables. I've got I've got the coffee here, which is really, really, really hot. So cheers. Mm. And the hydrogen hydroxide again, HOH, nice balanced molecule there. So
Yeah, baby.
cheers.
Yeah.
Well,
Dang it.
ah, gotta keep trying. Now I don't know what exactly it is, but I've got a very itchy eye tonight. So I'm gonna try to not, be like digging on it too much, because that's is just gonna make it worse and worse and worse. I must have, yeah, I it's probably some kind of an allergy of some sort. We're having sort of uh, very unusual weather here. Usually May is the really really dry, really really clear month, and today it was raining. So it's like, wow. Now it's not like it's the first time, but it is a little unusual, to have, thick rain clouds in the sky, and actually driving around today. Yeah, there were raindrops falling on my head. So yeah, pretty amazing.
I hope you played the song Raindrops Keeps Falling in My Head.
Well, that song immediately pops into my head every single time I am in those circumstances. Um, it doesn't now it doesn't count if you're like sitting inside and watching it rain. That is not raindrops falling on your head. No way, right? You've got to be out in it. So then, dunk, dunk, dunk. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So I hope everybody's doing well out there, except for the weird weather here. Everything's good. We're just plugging along. Now I have gotten a internal request to keep today's live stream a little short, so I'm going to keep a close eye the on the clock, which is not a habit of mine at all. I don't pay that much attention to time, but today I sort of have to. So probably around 2:45 or so, I will start ending this sort of regardless of what we're into. So yeah, that was just a request made here on the ship, and so
shut your mouth and let's get going to some astronomy.
let's do it. So I just posted over on my Discord server. Oh, and before I do that, I wanted to say hi to everybody in the chat. So Carolina Sky Astronomy, yeah, hey, nice to see you. Andy Cowley, very awesome. Bobby's in the chat too. Good. Tom, yep, all the regulars. Page Master, very cool.
And
very
on
cool.
this day in 1967, the M2 F2 lifting body crash landed during an unpowered glide. The pilot, Bruce Peterson, was injured but survived. The footage of the crash was later used for the 70s TV show The $6 Million Man, starring Lee Majors.
All right. Tom, that first part, right? I'm sort of like, okay, never heard of this. But then you tie it to the $6 Million Man, and it's like, I know exactly what you're talking about. So if people haven't seen the original $6 Million Man, has that been copied yet?
I don't.
I guess not.
I never seen it. So.
Oh well, you should definitely see it. Get through the first season, right? It gets. Yeah,
I wonder if that's something you can catch on Netflix or Prime today.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, but at least in my opinion, and since Jim chimed in, I'd like to hear his as well. In my opinion, it got worse and worse and worse and worse. I mean, it was already pretty, pretty tacky, right? Pretty corny, right? But it just got worse and worse and worse. They finally, I think in the last 2 seasons or something, they had an encounter with Sasquatch, and they developed a relationship with Bigfoot, right? And it was weird stuff like that. It's like, that's just too much. So yeah, that was a big show. So I'm just a couple years younger than you, Jim. So yeah, I mean, all of us guys, right? All of us kids, male kids, wanted to be.
Now, when did the $6 Million Man ran from?
I want to say like 19, probably 76, 77, 78 is when it started, and probably went to 80. It went too long, right? It went too long because it got really bad. but the first
Yeah.
couple of seasons were really, really great. And the opening to every single show sort of explains how this person, Lee Majors, right? Uh, the actor, Steve Austin, the character, became the $6 million man. And what happened was he was some kind of test pilot testing some kind of equipment and had a terrible accident. But they thought they could rebuild him, and they did, and they gave him an improved eye and an improved arm and improved legs. So he had sort of like superpowers, right? Not exactly. I mean, he still had to obey um, physics. But he was sort of like a reverse Borg, right? Where he was just partially machine. So yeah, that crash that they show right at the beginning was a real thing, and that's what Tom is talking about. Wow, so 73 to 78. Okay, wow, I was way off. Okay,
I think my mom kind of remembered that show, but I didn't.
yeah, okay, all right.
So
Well, yeah,
two
I
actors
must have
that
been.
portrayed Bigfoot was Andre the Giant, a well-known professional wrestler,
Yep.
and Ted Cassidy.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so there, Uncle Bill has given us a link to the introduction. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can rebuild him. Yeah, it's just great, great sci-fi. But like I said, at least in my opinion, the first two seasons were okay, and then it just dove into absolute stupidity, just absolute ridiculousness. so but yeah, I think the first couple of seasons, yeah, you should definitely check them out. Like I said, pretty corny, but in kind of a really, really cool way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lindsay Wagner did the $6 Million Woman, because they had to do that, and she had a bionic ear and arm and legs. I think he had the eye,
Yeah.
the arm and legs.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah. So,
Cyborg. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, cheers. I'm going to dive a little bit more into this cafe.
yeah,
So,
I
Page
knew
Master.
I knew like Andre the Giant, if you know wrestling, and he had that terrible disease that caused him to be like big and stuff like
He
that.
he was a big dude, man. Wow.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
and he died in '93.
Yes. Way too
Now
soon,
another
but
one that actually had that disease, but they were able to get it out of him, was Paul Wright, also known as the Big Show, and he's still. I think he's retired now because I haven't been seeing Big Show lately.
huh.
But um, but but he's a cool dude. He also lost, like how he was big and fat, but now you look at him today, he's like skinny. Yeah, I think and he's still well built, but don't try to give him a clothesline because he'll just throw you to the table.
All right. I think do I have it here? Can I see it? Can I see it from where I am? Oh man. I don't. Yeah, I don't know if I've got it in here. Anyway, one of our favorite movies. Here it is. Is that one?
Oh yes.
And
I
Andre the
like that
Giant,
one.
yeah, and Andre the Giant in this was just perfect, just
Yeah.
absolute perfection. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have gotten anybody better to play that. Ooh,
Yeah.
to play that part. So
Yeah. I like Andre the Giant, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan. My mom actually met Hulk Hogan, and the story behind it was that when Hulk Hogan came to my mother and her friends, Hulk Hogan gave them tickets. And with that, if they say yes, they will give it a limousine line to the wrestling for the whole time, and then they'll have the ride and they have the ride back home in a stretched limousine.
wow. So Jim and Pagemaster, I would definitely like to hear your opinions on what you think the quality of that show was. And I mean, what I do is I like to look at you know how interesting is the story, because that's what's going to grab me, right? And it's going to grab and not let go. Um, but how good is the acting, and how good is the writing, right? And then how good is the cinematography, that and the music, right? You got to look at all of those things. And when I look at it, considering all of those things, it's pretty corny. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it, right? But I mean, that was a show definitely for kids, right? For young kids, and yeah, we were those young boys that I mean, I had a $6 million man lunchbox, right? So yeah, I mean, everybody wanted to be the $6 million man, and that was great fun, right? But
Yeah, just
yeah,
like everybody wanted to be Hulk Hogan when they grow up.
yeah, yeah. But honestly, I think it was pretty corny.
Yeah,
Yes, but as a kid, that didn't matter, right? You don't pay any attention to that at all because I mean, it's yeah, yes, it's so cool.
yeah. I was actually was born in '87, and I kind of remember having red Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Red Ranger dog, a Green Ranger
Oh yeah,
toy,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
I remember when those things came out; those just exploded, absolutely exploded. And I mean, I
yeah,
don't pay attention to that stuff. I mean, for me to notice things, it's got to be really, really big. so,
yeah.
so yeah.
You know the dude that played Tommy Oliver named Jason David Frank. Um,
Um, in what movie?
no, he's a TV show actor. He used to be on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as Tommy
Oh,
Oliver.
oh,
He was
uh-oh.
known as the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Seal Red Ranger, and then he was in about a few more incarnations like Dino Thunder as the Black Ranger.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know anything
and
about any of that.
and it's a badass expert when it comes to martial arts.
Huh. Very cool. Very cool.
And I think he was like I forgot how high he went as a black belt. But I think like last year, I think he was like some type maybe like a 28-degree black belt or something like that.
That sounds high. I don't know how high does that go? Is there a limit?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So, I mean, is 28 a high number or is that a low number?
I don't know. I just don't know. But that blew my mind.
I suppose so. I mean, it depends on if that's a high number or not, right? I mean,
Now,
maybe it's really, really low and it's like, well, who cares?
yeah,
But I
that's
sort
about
of
it.
doubt it. Yeah, I sort of doubt it. So, yeah, I didn't have any of the action figures at all. If for some reason I just wasn't into those. But I had the lunchbox, so and yeah, I mean, all of us were, the $6 million man, pretty constantly. It probably just drove the adults just crazy, because you know the adults watching it, I'm sure, noticed how corny it was, right? And so, but they had to suffer through it. So, because it was great fun. So,
Yeah,
and kept us occupied, I guess.
yeah, probably with a television antenna, probably tuned to channel 2 and stuff like that, just getting it and stuff. Now,
You
channel
know,
2 here, don't get me
I
wrong.
I sense a little bit of poking fun out there. I don't know about that. Yeah, it was on. When I was a kid, we had 4 channels, right? We had channel 2, channel 4, channel 6, and channel 7. And that's it.
Yeah.
Um,
Whenever
and
I
and yeah,
was,
it was all over the air, right?
yeah, whenever I was growing up, we had just like the first generation parts of cable with the analog, the cable box.
Well,
And I remember when we had the cable box and an old Quasar TV. Um, there was she had a cable box, so okay, and there's no remotes or anything, and she has one of those knob types to change the channel.
yeah, 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 yeah. No,
The first the first cable, I think we brought our first cable ready TV probably around 92 or 93.
yeah. I was actually in a town that had some of the first cable in the country. And so I think we got ours in about 19, I want to say maybe 19, either 79 or 80, really, really, really early in. And I think there were something like, I want to say maybe 40 channels, maybe. Um, don't
I only had
remember
22.
exactly.
I
Yeah,
only I only had 22 when it came out.
yeah. But I was there when um, MTV started. They had advertised this thing for like months, right? Just I mean, every other ad was about MTV is coming on this date at this time. So, of course, um, since I had cable, I could tune in, and yeah. So with these eyes, I saw the first ever video on MTV. So, and yeah, uh,
You know
uh,
what
rightly
sucked?
chosen.
You know what sucked about the cable that we had back then?
Hmm.
It didn't have MTV at all.
Yeah. Well, I guess MTV has evolved, and really is no longer music television. Um, I haven't, I haven't,
Yeah.
I haven't had TV in so long. I don't know what's on anymore or anything.
But yeah, we did have CNN and ESPN, and that's just about it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool.
TBS. Yeah.
So, so anyway, I posted a link to a tweet that was put out by Tom Kelso. He's the sort of the satellite tracking and debris tracking guru, and he's got this really great. I guess you'd call it a piece of software. I think it's called Celestrack. Maybe we should look into that a little bit more. But he posted a little thing about that test that India did about a month and a half ago or so, where they deliberately blew up one of their satellites in a pretty low orbit, and so I just wanted to go to that link and see if there's a link to a little bit more information. But even what he just tweeted, is like, oh man. So yeah, let me share my screen. We can go through that, and then if there's any more time, which there may not be, we can. I wanted to go back over to Spitzer and just look at some more data. But yeah, let's. Let me let me share my screen. There we go. Go into infinity. Down the wormhole. Okay, so here it is. So I'm gonna click on this and see. Okay, so that's it. That's all he says about it. So let's go back to this, and I can probably zoom in a little bit here. So Tom Kelso, whom I have worked with, incredibly brilliant person. So 45 days after the India ASAT test, 29 of the 93 objects that they have two-line elements for have decayed, with another 5 likely re-entered. So with 59 in orbit still, they said that everything would be down within 45 days, and no, only what? Let's grab the handy dandy calculator here that's still working. 29 divided by 93, that's about 31.2%. So not even a third of them have come down yet. And I'm not quite sure what the difference is between decayed and re-entered. I'm not quite not quite sure how to interpret that 29 have decayed and then 5 more have re-entered. So does that mean that only 5 have re-entered, or does it mean that 29 have? I don't know. I'm not quite sure I'm understanding that exactly. But his point is that the Indians did this thing where they blew up one of their satellites, and their claim was apparently that everything was going to be down in 45 days, and the vast majority of it is still up there. And as he says there,
okay.
they're not
So what Taliban scholar was talking about decayed is there's a possibility that they are yet to re-enter.
Yeah, well, that's sort of my thought too. So I mean, they they're saying that, well, he's saying that they only know of 5 that are likely to have re-entered. Um, so is that 5 of 29 or 5 of 93? I don't know. It's
That's
hard. It's hard to get these things exactly right, you know. So I'm a little bit.
and this is an already posted thing, so I doubt there's going to be any responses now, but maybe responses later.
Yeah, and that's fine. The point is that uh, don't don't do what India did. That's just really bad news. The problem is that
Yeah.
everybody has done it, right? Everybody's done it uh, because I guess it's really interesting to see what these fragments do. Um, I'm not exactly sure why that's as interesting as it is. To do this, you're throwing all this stuff into these weird orbits, and those could potentially really harm other satellites. There are people up there too, so you know I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh, there
Yeah.
seems to be a reason for um, all of us wanting to do that, but I'm not quite sure what it is because everybody's done it. Dumb. It's really a bad idea to do it. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think I kind of can agree with you. I mean, look at the satellites that we got now, and they're trying to say that everything's going to re-enter in 4 to 5 days, especially the ISS. There, I mean that's kind of like the stupidest thing. And so that's like even predicting the rapture. You can't just predict the rapture. That's about it.
well, I think that's probably going a little bit extreme, but yes, I totally agree. I mean, it really what the predictions are going to depend on is the conditions right at the moment of you know destruction,
Okay.
right? what
Yeah.
what all those pieces are doing, what their masses are, and what their velocities are, and that
Okay, so Page Master is saying it sounds like to him that 29 have their orbits decaying, but those 29, 5 have re-entered. That's his guess.
yeah, I just don't know. I think you're probably right. So yeah, and I think I talked about this before. One of the possibilities for why we're not seeing, there isn't any obvious evidence of extraterrestrial, you know, uh, life coming here, um, is maybe because during the evolution of technology on the Earth, we advancing civilizations throw up all this junk and we get stuck, right? We get into a situation where we can't get out. Um, yeah, it's an interesting, very interesting possibility there. So I've got a little bit more coffee left,
And you only got about 10 more minutes.
about 10 minutes, and then we can start packing it up here. So yeah, it's a really interesting problem. Um, and India is not doing anybody any favors. I mean, they must think that they can learn something um, uh, something really, really, really important. Otherwise, I don't think everybody would be doing it. They would already know about it. So yeah, I don't know exactly what that is, but yeah, Tom undoubtedly will, continue to monitor um, this thing. I think if we go, yeah, it's called Celeste Track. Yeah, yeah. Let's So the interface here is sort of old school, but this is how it's presented. And man, I haven't been over here in so long. Current data, special interest satellites, space stations, weather satellites, experimental satellites, miscellaneous. Let's look at some. What should we look at? Let's look at some. There's some Global Star. Here's some amateur radio ones. So I don't want to look at those. So these are
Yeah.
the. So okay, so these are just the 2-line elements for all the all the known, I guess you can say, amateur radio satellites. So okay, so that's what that is. So these are just the TLEs. Yeah, I think what you have to do is you have to feed this into another program. Yeah, wow, I
Yeah,
haven't.
something like Orbitron, G Predict would do and stuff like that.
Yeah, and trying to.
Now, what's now about G Predict and Orbitron? I know in Orbitron you got to have administrative privileges in order to do your TLE updates. G
Huh.
Predict, I think G Predict you don't have to.
Okay. Well, that is good to know. Anyway, so yeah, I think Tom has some kind of a user interface, but it might be a thing.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So you actually have to get it, um, which I think is free. He's been
yeah,
working on this for
yeah.
decades. Um,
Now, G Predict, however, has I think they do pull the information from Celeste Track.
Yeah, I think Celestrak has become the repository for sort of the official TLEs, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think this is a really really important website. It's sort of like WWV. It's like we really really need this. The astronomers really really need this stuff.
yeah,
So cool. All right. Well, that didn't take nearly as long as what I thought it would.
yeah. We also
So,
got 5 more minutes.
oh, okay. Well, good. Excellent. Let's see if there's anything else around Celestrak that we can take a look at here. SatCat, documentation, archives, space weather. Okay. Well, what's SatCat? Satellite catalog. Search form. Oh, okay. So this is a way to obviously look for a particular whoop, object. I don't know why. Okay, I think I searched for payloads, which I probably shouldn't. Should go on orbit and active. Let's just get them all here. Okay, yeah. So there are the 4 segments of the ISS.
I
Launch
wonder
date.
which one of those segments has the that immature radio transceiver.
Oh, I don't know. It's probably is is it part of the American side or the Russian side, do you think?
Russian.
Okay, well, so it's either going to be on Zarya or Zvezda. Zvezda. Either one of those. I'm not quite sure which one, but yeah. So they each have their NORAD designation. Um, yeah, if they have any kind of name, sometimes they get a little bit weird. I'm quite sure. I guess these are modules as well. There's one called Debris Sat 2. Huh, I didn't know about that one. Debris Sat 2. It looks like it launched with Zarya, which was the first module. You can see the dates are the same. Launch site. Latest data. Huh, what's this? Looks like a TLE. Okay. 2-line elements. Ooh, this looks like a globe. Ooh, let's look at that. It's trying. I've got an old slow potato here, so who knows?
Makes you want to put your
Oh,
feet on the table.
well, that's why we're just calm and cool and just absolutely chill here because there's absolutely no hurry yet.
Looks like it's
It's trying to do something.
yeah, that's about it.
The clock is running. It's not. It's updating the seconds about every 3 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that's gonna put your potato to his knees.
oh, right to its knees. Absolutely. Um, so, do you see the star background yet?
Yeah, I see the star background.
Okay. I don't know what else this is supposed to do, but I mean, I think I would expect to see something, not just a star background. So maybe it's still loading.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no indication on here that it's loading, except that the clock is updating about every 3 or 4 seconds. So that means it is doing something, because I think it should normally show me an update every second, and it's not. So it's doing something.
Yeah. Try going back to 100% and see if you ever get things done.
Oh, I think I'm at 100%.
Yeah, but check your Zoom thing.
Oh, okay. I'm not, I guess. I thought I was. I thought I was. Aha, here we go.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to zoom out because you're right. But this old machine. Okay, so there's 100%. And I'm starting to see something, but no, it's still working really hard. The clock is not updating at all. So this is pretty graphically intense, I would say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'd like
Makes
to
you want
give.
to think that Cosmo should get himself a new Windows 10 computer.
Yeah, it does every single time. I'm sort of like, maybe it's time to upgrade. Hmm. Well, this is not getting anywhere. Oh, uh-oh. There we go. We got half an Earth. It's all
Uh,
this is going to show is just the the orbit of it. That's it. Oh, there's a little bit more of the Earth. Wow. Yeah, this is computationally very 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 busy. So there's the whole Earth and the International Space Station. Um, as of it's got a weird time there. That's
yeah.
yes, that's earlier today, actually yesterday, right? 9:02 on 5:10. So the clock isn't set right, which of course is going to make this not where it currently is. But
Yeah.
okay, yeah, so there's lots of options here and stuff.
Yeah,
Huh.
but yeah.
And it looks like it's moving. Yeah, it is. It's slowly moving around. So, okay, well, this is just a little bit too, way too intense for my poor old potato here. So,
Yeah.
and it's sort of looking like it is getting close to a time where I think I might want to get out of here for now. I saw this and it's like, well, let's talk about that a little bit because it's um it's an interesting it's kind of an interesting situation um, that we're
Yeah.
looking at here
Now,
with
Jeff, I have a
all this
question
stuff.
for you. Does the ISS stream sometimes may have some space ambient or piano music, or that's another different source?
I think music is played. I think it's pretty spacey if I remember right. Um,
Yeah.
Jim Jim may know. I don't actually end up watching a lot of those.
Yeah, me neither.
But okay, I think I am going to get on out of here for today. We'll just keep it a little bit short. But yeah, we'll just do the spacey thing. The one thing that I want to do is talk about Blue Origin and um, their announcement yesterday. So let's uh, I'm going to try to remember. Let's talk about that tomorrow because looks pretty interesting. Looks pretty interesting. So okay, I'm going to stop sharing, which I thought I already did. All right. So yeah, that looks extremely interesting, and I'd like to just say a few things about that. So yeah, give that a watch, and we will talk about that, and very very likely something else tomorrow. That's the really cool thing about a daily live stream is that there's always tomorrow.
That's it.
So I have absolutely no need to hurry or rush or try to be like, oh man, I got to tell you this and I got to. No, it's like let's just do it tomorrow. So just how I like it. So okay, everybody, I'm gonna get out of here for today. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the support. It's really really great. Um, I'm still teetering on, the 200 subscriber. If I look one way, I've got 199. If I look another way, it's 200. So, as soon as I'm, really, really past 200, right? Then I want to get that mixer board. So yeah, I think that'll do all kinds of interesting things, and it'll improve, I think, this live stream a little bit too, because I'll be able to mix in some background music and have it sound really, really, really nice. So, okay, well, those are the plans. I'm going to get out of here for now. Peace, cheers, and all that. Live long and prosper. Double time. And I will. All right. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye.